Morning, teacher. How are you?
Great, how are you today?
Fine, teacher.
What we have today here, Raphael, is a situation that I know has happened before in the past, but it's the first situation I've heard of in my times. You understand? Let me try to explain. We have a title, you got a picture we sent you, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, now look at the title, Money to Burn. Okay? Now, let's think about this. First of all, let's go back to what I think is a false friend that we covered, okay, with our financial glossary, okay? You remember about the taxpayers, right?
Yeah, I know who is taxpayer, teacher.
Okay, now you remember the false friend we talked about with that translation?
I don't remember so well.
Okay, that's all right. Now, that's taxpayer. Straight translation is contribuinte.
Exactly,
Correct?
teacher. Exactly.
Now, you'll remember when you see it. To contribute. Okay, how about to read that?
To contribute.
Now, remember the example with the gorilla bottle here. Okay, about to contribute.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, what does contribute mean to you?
You know, teacher, is synonym of collaborating.
Yes, it is, or to donate.
Yeah, but it's not the same when you refer a taxpayer. Totally different.
That's right. That's the false friend.
Yeah, I understand.
Because you could have a thief telling you, usted necesita contribuir más. Right?
Yeah.
That's not going to exist in English. You need to contribute more, please. No, a contribution is like a donation. Now, in this article, it's not very long. Okay, they use the word to donate, but you could use contribute just the same.
Yeah. And teacher, here in Argentina, when I read the article, I understand why those people in Ukraine made those kind of down payment of money regarding to
It's
tax.
kind of like a down payment. Dave used prepaid. Yeah, it's kind of like a down payment. Sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is because in some law, when you donate or when you contribute for the state, you cannot take the entire amount of money in order to deduct that money in your tax return. You know what I mean?
Right. As tax write-offs, understood. Right.
So
Sure.
if you donate, it's not the same that you pay. So the pay have a bigger weight in order to deduct that money inside your tax return.
Right. And so we can establish that contributions, as in donations, do exist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it's all a volunteer basis, right?
Yeah, teacher. Between co.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Yeah, it's tricky. I understand. Okay, because a contributor in English, a contributor is like a donator.
Got it.
Now, there is one difference I've been working on that I've never introduced. I want to introduce this to you right now. Okay? There is a difference sometimes between donate and contribute. Okay? Now, when's the last time that you had a meeting?
Just yesterday, teacher.
Now, look at the question I'm going to type in. I know that you would understand it, but I want you to see this in writing. Okay?
Go ahead.
Who? You wouldn't say donate for this. Okay, yesterday. Okay. How about to read that question?
Who contributed the most during the meeting yesterday?
You see, that's, in other words, that's saying who's the person who gave the most input. In that case, you would not say who donated the most. So that's a new twist for me that I've never thought about before with these translations.
Okay.
Okay? So, what's the answer to the question?
You know, teacher, yesterday I lead the conversation, so in that case,
I led the conversation.
I led the conversation, so in that case, I was me who was the person who contributed more of the speech, you know, the talk.
Very good. And who contributed the least?
The listener, you know, teacher, because
Okay, so this was more like one-sided.
yeah, it's a monologue.
You were presenting everything, so it wasn't like a requirement or a necessity for anybody to contribute anything.
Yeah, you know, teacher, was more like an instruction meeting, guidance meeting, that an open, you know, an open talk meeting.